We will rock you.
Boom, boom, ch, boom, boom, ch. That's on
That can be the intro.
That's on Beat Saber, there, isn't it?
I saw the Queen pack the other
Yeah,
day,
the Queen pack.
but I no longer have my VR, so RIP.
R.I.P. you. Because hello and welcome to the Chattercade podcast, where we talk media in the form of discussions, and if I can figure out something to review, a review. Or I try and merge them all into one massive fucking clusterfuck. I'm your host, Dragon Thomas Hughes. I'm joined by the lovely co-host, that is Mr. Zenny F _ aka Connor O'Shea.
Hell yeah, I'm back again.
Back again, and is just as old as me.
Good. Yep, old.
Old. That old that your dad abandoned you. You abandoned me.
Yeah, abandoned. I don't remember any of this. I don't believe it happened.
Obviously, we never really spoke about it. I was in the live stream. Obviously, if you caught the live stream, that was literally his birthday, and the night before he went out and got rat-arsed.
Yeah.
And then I found all the juicy gossip out the following day, going into work, that he was completely wasted and forgot half the night. And, you know, apparently he thought his dad abandoned him, even though his dad was literally like a few steps away.
I don't even remember having food, so...
Hilarious. That's why I don't get drunk.
Apparently I did have food,
I feel like I'd be the worst drunk.
Well, I managed to get drunk and only spent about 15 quid, so...
I'd hate to think how much Chess spent.
About 100, I think it was.
Fucking hell. Hold on, how did you get rat-arsed on 50? Oh, then again, people probably bought you drinks.
I don't think people really bought me drinks. It's just that everyone was like... Actually, no, sorry. I spent 25 quid. Most of that was on food. So...
Fuck's sake. But yes, I think today we're probably going to mainly talk about that PlayStation showcase that happened about a week or so ago.
I've got some other stuff obviously I want to talk about.
So,
big news coming for tomorrow.
I know you want to talk about that Metal Gear Solid teaser.
Yep.
And obviously I want to talk about the Spider-Man teaser. But as I say, we'll talk about other stuff as well. There's one thing I want to bring up first. It's the story I was telling you. Didn't tell you at work. I said I got a funny story, and I wanted you to basically hear it, obviously on the podcast.
What's the video you wanted to show me as well? Link to it.
No, I can show you. I can send you the video link, but it's...
Okay.
No, it's the Rotten Tomatoes one. I wanted you to go on.
Okay.
No, but anyway, this video. Okay, so have you've probably seen it on news and whatnot over the past month or so. Have you seen these oil protesters?
The ones that are like throwing paint and
throwing powder everywhere, yeah.
Stuff,
Have you see the one that happened in Sweden the other day? So do you know, obviously, every country has like a rendition of a TV show, for example. Like, multiple countries have like I'm a Celebrity in their own version. Like normal TV shows like The Office and that has multiple versions. Obviously, essentially a Strictly Come Dancing type show. Sweden.
Oh!
Have you seen this one with the camera?
It's the camera.
The camera crane just fucking wipes the guy out.
So, yeah, I've seen it.
But anyone who hasn't seen this, basically what happens is obviously it's the middle of the dance, da 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 da, walt da ba 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 da ba do ba da ting tang, whatever, bing bang, and
good those.
and obviously there's two people in the audience, male and female, both come running down. A woman starts throwing the orange powder everywhere. Don't know why they targeted this like a dancing show. It's a bit of a weird target. Then again, they targeted a flower show not long ago, which is even weirder.
Yeah. We don't need flowers because you know they're so destroying the environment.
Yeah.
Let's fucking throw stuff everywhere.
And then the woman got the hose pipe on them. But yeah, so she's throwing the powder everywhere, and obviously the guy comes down with like a massive sign, basically protesting and whatnot. And then whoever's operating the camera, so obviously these type of shows, there's always they have a crane camera which can capture the really high angles it's going round, and they can move it around so it's not just a stable camera. So whoever's operating this decides at this point of them protesting to lower the camera down and just swing it across the dance floor. So as this guy's got his sign, this camera just comes across and just fucking wipes him clean off the floor. And I was just like...
I had slightly different to that. I had the cameras already, like, because obviously the dance choreographed, we already had the camera set up to move to that position.
Oh,
because the dancers are going to be there. So obviously they didn't aim for him. But if you watch the video, the dancers are gonna come around that way because the protests there. They go the advice to the camera, hits the fucking dude.
I I haven't read into that. I just literally saw from obviously from the video I've seen. It literally looks like obviously whoever's controlling the cameras can
It
send
just
it
looked
down.
like it, yeah. 'Cause
But
that's what I thought at first. But yeah, apparently it's just like automated. Like the camera's meant to sweep down and go to a position. Obviously, so it's like one smooth motion to follow the dancers. But we just fucking bam.
question is, are they just saying that so the guy doesn't get in trouble for fucking attacking him with the camera?
I'll rate it, to be honest. I think it deserves it.
It was quite funny. Of all these ones, obviously, I think the first time it's like the process happened was the snooker, and like no one really reacted. Obviously, everyone was like pissed off, but no one really reacted. But ever since that one, like everyone's sort of reacted in different ways to these. So obviously, the flower show, obviously they threw the powder on themselves, and then there's a woman in there. A woman was stood there. Obviously, just picks a hose pipe up and starts sprinkling the hose over all of them to wash the powder off them. I know at the rugby when they did that. Obviously, when they got him off the pitch. All the fans just got cans of beer and just pelted the shit out of them with beer. Like, I felt sorry for the security at that point because they have to fucking duck and dodge these fucking beer cans. But obviously these protesters are just getting wailed. Like, everyone's like fucking howling at them. And obviously then at this like dancing show, the fucking camera just wipes one out. I'm interested to see what happens at the football this week. Obviously this weekend, because by the time it's it would have happened. Because I know they put things in place to try and make sure this doesn't happen. Like they've literally hired a new kind of security, basically, which are like sprinter security guards, which are basically, from what I was reading, specifically designed to wear like football shoes or shoes that make you quicker on like football pitches. So they're wearing them, so if anything happens, they can sprint quicker across the field, like Usain Bolt style across the field to get them. But yeah, I just thought the camera story is quite funny, especially if you watch the video. If you haven't watched the video, just type it up. So like, I think it's like Just All Protest Sweden, and you'll get it. You'll get loads of footage of it. It's just fucking hilarious to watch. But obviously, now the fact that it's like not the camera operator's fault, like it's already programmed, it's not as funny. But if you think about it as not that, if you ignore Colin's entire story and just think the camera operator's gonna now fuck this fucker, boom.
It hasn't been like 100% obviously come out and been like, oh, that is already set up. But it could have been the cameraman. But obviously, I don't think he would have done it because he would have he could get sued for it. So who knows? It's pretty funny though.
It is a pretty funny one. It's the funniest out of all of them, really. I mean, the old one with the sprinkler was quite funny, but I mean, just the cameras wiping someone clean off the floor was quite even more funnier.
So one the other day, someone had concreted the hand to the pavement, and they're just looking at this guy like, "How the fuck are we gonna get your hand out of the pavement now?"
What was one I saw? I don't know if it's an old video or not. I saw one like it was like I think I don't know where it was, but obviously they glued themselves to like a fucking tanker, and there's like someone interviewing like, "Oh, what's your thought on this?" He's like, "I don't know what the fucking doing. That's cooking oil."
Oh yeah,
have you seen that one where it's like it's cooking? It's not actually not like the oil they're trying to protest. It's fucking cooking oil, and the guy's just there pissed himself laughing. Even the reporter's like fucking like, for fuck's sake, I know it's fucking cooking oil, but these idiots thought that it was proper oil.
Have you seen there's like an animal protester one, and there's like I don't know if they put like gooses or chickens or whatever, but like there's like hanging rails and they go like round, and this guy decides to like tie his neck to this fucking rail, like a few of them do. Obviously the machine starts, and he's like pulling them through his metal, and they're all screaming like, "Stop the machine!" It's like, well, don't fucking do it then. And this guy turns the machine off and is like ragging away. He's like, "Fuck off!"
I haven't seen that now.
I'll find it after, and I'll send it.
Yeah, send me that. I don't need to look at that. But yeah, so as far as I bring up the camera story, but obviously you've already fucking seen the story now, so there's no point. Yeah, it's a funny discussion.
It's still funny though.
It's still funny. It is still funny, especially if you think of the cameraman just being like, "Ah, fuck this, good." Straight off. But yeah, so yeah, we'll move on to the actual stuff. So obviously, PlayStation did the showcase about a week and a half ago, something like that. But midweek, wasn't it? So about a week about a week and a half, midweek. And obviously they did a lot of reveals. They showed a lot of games. I watched some of the show. I didn't watch it all. I was watching up to a point. And I was like, what the fuck is half these games? Like some of the games I was watching, I was like, what the fuck is this game? Like there's a weird like foam game that's coming out. I don't know if you've seen this one.
A weird what?
It looks like fucking like Fortnite style graphics, but like you're fighting each other with like foam guns. like different coloured foam.
I haven't seen that.
You know, I don't know what it's called. I can't remember what it's called. It looked fucking shite. That's what it fucking looked like. I was actually watching it. I was just like, what the fuck is this game? I was actually like, most of the games they were showing, I was actually like, what the fuck? Like, they were so shit. I was only there for one reason. Spider-Man. That's the only reason I was there. Obviously, I caught the Metal Gear Solid one before I turned the stream off for a bit. And then I turned it back on and I managed to catch the Spider-Man stream at the end. But yeah, so obviously, most of the games I was just like, what the fuck? But then obviously, the Metal Gear Solid one happened and I was confused at first. So obviously, I remember you saying it's a remake of 3 was going to be announced. But then it came saying Metal Gear Solid and it had a weird symbol. And I was just like,
A delta symbol.
I was actually like, because obviously I've only ever played a bit of the newer ones. And I was sitting there going, is it a remake of 3 or is it like a brand new game entirely? I got really confused and obviously internet thankfully was like, it's Metal Gear Solid 3. And I was like, why didn't you just put Metal Gear Solid 3 then, you idiots? But idiots like me not understanding that that's a delta symbol.
But it's like the third one's a prequel to like the first one, so it's like set before them technically. So it is technically first in the canon line. So I'm guessing they're putting the delta to get rid of the 3, so it's just Metal Gear Solid Snake Eater now.
Yeah,
But
maybe. But yeah,
gonna be good anyway. Excited.
I'd have to see some gameplay because I've only barely touched the. I did the Ground Zero game because that was like fucking so short, and I did like the very start mission and a bit of the Phantom Pain, and that was it. I never got any further than that.
See, I tried to get into Phantom Pain. I plopped myself. I must have put like 20 hours in, but it just doesn't hit as hard as like the originals. Like it's more story linear based story wise, not this open world stuff where you keep going in and extracting and going in. And I don't like that. I think it's boring as hell. So
the originals are more like a proper story.
I prefer, so you had 1, 2, 3. They were like actually 1, 2, 3. Yeah, they were very story based. Number 4 was incredibly full of cutscenes. Like I think there's more cutscenes than gameplay in that one. And then obviously 5's the one with all the more open world, didn't they? So it's very obviously you could do more. I suppose you could go stealth or do whatever, but the other ones are more like you meant to be stealth the entire time kind of thing. So third one's the best one. I'm glad they're remaking it.
So you're excited for that when it gets officially announced the release
date.
Day one.
As long as they do a good job. If they do a decent job, I might hold off for a little bit.
You mean just because of a lot of games recently dropping and being dog shit? I.e. the Gollum game we brought up last week. And it dropped and turned out to be a dog shit, like I predicted.
Well, I thought it couldn't be that bad. I mean, the game premise is literally Gollum running around and jumping around, and they still managed to fuck it up. How can you mess that up so bad? It looks dreadful. God damn, man, that game. I've watched someone play like the whole game, and there's one point he'd done this entire thing like stealth and everything. He got this thing, and the game was broken, so he had to restart the entire mission just to get the cutscene to play.
Fuck it.
So it looks so shit. I think he's done it like twice for it worked.
I've been there. Did it happen to me on Star Wars Jedi Survivor. It got to a point where it kept crashing at this one bit, and I had to keep redoing this entire not even like a small bit. You have to jump down. It's like a pit full of 2 giant henchmen monsters, and like people shooting you. And you got to defeat both of them and the fucking people shooting you. Then do all the fucking puzzles and everything. I had to do that about 3 times. It kept crashing on me. Like, that fucking pissed me off. In the end, I managed to figure out a way just, like, mind controlling the one just to beat up the other one for me. I just sat back most of the time. It's like, yeah, get the shit out of him. Get the shit out of him. Get the shit out of him. Like, over and over again. I got that annoyed in the end. I was like, oh, fuck it. I'm not even going to fight them anymore. I'm going to let them fight each other. And then I'm just going to come in at the end just to stab the last one that's left.
You learned all the moves because you had to redo it how many times?
I knew exactly where to stand and where not to stand. But yeah, obviously I got the closest in terms of prediction scores because I was like, at first I think I said like 14, and you were like, you sure it's gonna be that low? And I was just like, okay, anywhere between 40 and 60. But obviously I was closest because it went to like fucking 35 or something stupid, didn't it?
I generally thought it couldn't get a lower rating than Redfall did this year, and it managed to get lower than Redfall, and and then the team came out again, like another team. We're so sorry. Just fucking don't release it then. Just get rid of it. You already delayed it once. Just fucking. It's just like Redfall. There's like new like rumors, and I don't know how true it is, that the devs are begging Microsoft to cancel the game before it even came out and everything. And Microsoft apparently were like, well, you've been working on this in house for a while. Like we've not really had much input. You've had all that independent input. Like why are you coming to us now? Like after all the advertisements and stuff. So fuck's sake. But yeah, the early reviews for Diablo look really fucking good. They were like, I think he's got like a 90 across the board, pretty much. I
So
think
that's all
Metacritic's like
that's all you're playing
8.
this weekend, isn't it?
Well, for like the next fucking like month, I'm gonna be on it non-stop, pretty much. I'm fucking
That's why we had to
excited.
cancel our live stream this week. That's why this podcast is going out.
Well, technically, you can still do it. I'll just be playing Diablo.
Yeah, but it's no fun in like the whole point of the live stream is me and you. Everyone else joining is like extra, this bonus. That's why Worms is fun because like everyone else like joined in, even if you jumped out when Alex fucking finally joined.
It literally joined as I had to go for food. I was like, man, I gotta eat at some point.
That to be fair though, it did work out right though for the fact that you had a replacement straight away. If it didn't, then it would have been literally just been me and Hayden. You know, I'd been like, oh fuck, I'm not. What the fuck am I going to do here? But
Alex is off Mondays, isn't he?
Alex is off weekends, Saturday and Sunday.
Oh, I thought he's off Mondays as well.
I could have asked him to. I was considering asking him to do the live stream with me, but I was just like, I'll take a week off.
We're out Sunday anyway, so
Yeah, we're out Sunday in the daytime doing some Comic-Con thing.
we're doing an IRL live stream.
we're doing a basic bitch Comic-Con. not one of these cool ass giant ones, just one that's in like one that's in like a college campus. I want to see the Batmobile. You're gonna have to get to picture me whacking my dick against it. Hey, get your cock off that Batmobile!
He's just a person, just a Batman. I thought he was a car. Some fat dude. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry, sir. But yeah, I know you're going to be playing that, so that's why you're kind of not doing the live stream. You want to just, obviously, by the time you get back from this, obviously, with this thing, you just want to be straight on Diablo. Which is fair, it gives me a chance to just either record something else or just chill for a bit. Watch some TV. Play my Steam Deck, which has fucking arrived.
It finally arrived. It finally came back.
I've managed to install a couple of games. I've still got 2 more I want to install. I've managed to install The Witcher 3. Now? I haven't played any games on it yet.
You should play something first. They just sent yours back. Oh no!
I did it all. It looks pretty brand new. It should work. I mean, I've had it on all day, fucking installing games since these games. Since The Witcher's like fucking like 60, 70 gig, 50 gig. Yeah. Sorry, 50 gig. But I've got like a 30 gig game and a 70 gig game left to install. But yeah, I've installed quite a bit. So yeah. I might just chill and play some games on that on Sunday while you're playing Diablo.
Oh yeah, I feel like if Diablo wasn't coming out like this month, I would have picked up Street Fighter because I'm pretty sure it comes out tomorrow as well, doesn't it?
I think that's it this month. Yes.
It looks really fucking good as well. I saw obviously they added Cammy back into it. Who's the one who has like the green leotard thing, and her ass is like on show, and everyone's like, "Oh shit!" Like all the people have been screenshotting like all the stuff. Like I saw obviously like a lot of YouTubers and stuff got early access to the game to review it, and I'll tell you what, the screenshots are like crazy. People are like, "Oh shit!" Like new main.
But yeah, obviously back onto the showcase thing. Obviously the big showpiece for me, realistically, and I think that's what a lot of people joined, was because of Spider-Man 2. That was like one of the biggest things that was going to get announced, and it's the one that everyone was like waiting for. I mean, I got to a point. I was sat there. I was like, "Come on!" I joined at the end. I was like, "I'm guessing it's gonna be the last one." I sat there. I was like, "They're like, oh, here's our last one," and it comes up and it starts like a jungle, and it starts like obviously a cutscene sort of thing, and I was sat there. I was just like, wait, this isn't Spider-Man 2. What the fuck's this? And then I was actually really confused. Like, have they just made like a brand new game or something that basically just like tricking people into thinking Spider-Man's gonna be like, streaming on this? And then out of nowhere, obviously the bad guy pops up and I was like, oh no, it is Spider-Man. It's just like a really long ass cutscene. And then it just jumps into the actual game where a mixture of obviously cinematics and fucking gameplay. And I was just like, whoa. Like the symbiote suit looks so amazing. Like the fact you get actual like the powers, like you can like Venom powers, is like really fucking good. Like you're so destructive.
I'm not seeing anything from it. Normally I'll wait for you to show me something, but I've literally not seen anything.
Watch the 12-minute. They released 12 minutes of gameplay footage. They did an entire fucking 12. It was like, the showcase went over because I thought it was only going to be an hour, but it went over for like an extra 10, 20 minutes because of the fact that they showed a full whack of gameplay, which obviously showcases the symbiote suit, its combat mechanics, Miles' new upgraded powers, and obviously the two villains early on, which is obviously Craven and Lizard. Like Lizard's a big boy now. Like he looks like
Currently
a fucking,
watching him.
he looks
That
like
was
a
pretty cool.
fucking dinosaur. But everyone's complaining about the water.
Why?
Because the water doesn't look amazing. Everyone's complaining about it.
Why is he flying?
Miles.
Miles.
He's got like a thing under his arm, like
Oh,
to help with the wind resistance.
tried to find this water bit I was talking about.
It's the lizard chase. It's like right towards the end.
Oh, is it? Hang on.
It's like the last sort of bit. Everyone's hating on the water, but as a lot of people saying, it's probably just like an early build or something. Or if it's not, then who gives a shit? It's just fucking that sequence.
Oh, yeah, I can see the water. Hang on, let me go back a bit to the beginning. Oh, okay.
Yeah, I was reading like everyone. Thing is that everyone complained about the water in the first game before it came out, and then when it came out, no one gave a shit because how good the game was. And everyone's like, it's probably gonna be the same with this. Everyone's gonna complain about the water before the game comes out, but then as soon as it comes out, everyone's like, "Oh, this game's amazing."
Lizard does look pretty cool so far. Like big dinosaur, dude.
Yeah, I know the spikes in his back and everything,
Oh, yeah.
massive. I can't wait for it. I'm a big fan of the first Spider-Man game, and I'm a big fan of the Miles Morales game. So I'm interested to see how they combine them both into this game. Because if they do,
Why are people complaining about the water, like the outside of when he's under the water? Because it looks fine from like the
I
outside.
think the above water that like a lot of screenshots of people have been complaining about. It just looks murky. That's all to me.
It looks like the Manhattan water because it's dirty.
Yes, I mean.
I could understand why people are complaining so much. Like it looks fine.
That's what I mean. It's
I
not
think
really.
it looks alright.
I think it looks. I was blown away watching it. I was like, yes, this is like I'm getting this game. Okay, I think it's due out between September and November, which is like, well, September and December. Sorry, which is basically like the God of War.
It was released around Christmas time.
I reckon November.
Around Christmas.
I reckon they'll either do it in November or September. I don't think they'll do October because Assassin's Creed comes out in October. And
Godzilla.
they'll probably save on the cross, obviously them crossing over with each other. Because obviously Mirage, that's the other thing, they sort of dropped some more stuff on Ubisoft, and the release date of October the 22nd, I think it was supposed to be like that. So I reckon either this is going to release in September, or it's going to do a God of War and release around the time God of War Ragnarok did.
So is this more Miles Morales or
Both.
Peter Parker?
Both.
Oh, it's like a mixture again.
Like a mixture of both. I think it's more of a mixture than the first one.
Obviously, the first one was somewhat of a mix, but it's more Miles' backstory. Then they released the solo game, and now this is like a mix.
The first one was literally more Peter, then you had a couple of MJ missions in, a couple of like Miles missions, but obviously both were powerless. But obviously I was getting someone staring at me in the background. But yeah, and obviously they then did the Miles game, which was fully Miles in the suit, and then obviously they're doing this one where it's a mixture of both in the suit. So I'm
watching up to the chase scene. And the bit made me laugh where like there's like a massive open space, but just for the cinematic thing, they can go for a little train that's hanging up on the.
Oh yeah, then when he flies with the train.
Like there's like so much room to go around. He's like, yeah, go through the train.
It looks fucking sick. I'm definitely picking it up. I can't wait for
like
it.
I said, I tried to play the first one, I just couldn't get into it as much. But I know you're massive into
I mean, you probably got more into it than your
so.
old man did. He just spent the entire time on the Miles Morales game swinging around, apparently.
That's the best thing about Spider-Man games.
How the fuck does he not know where to go? There's literally markers all over the screen going, go this direction, go that direction. And your old man just goes, where do I go? Where do I go?
It's the fact that, like, when I was younger, he was finishing, like, Metal Gear Solid 1 and stuff, like, all the time. The fact that it doesn't have any markers, don't tell you where to go, you have to listen to all the dialogue to know where to go. And he's got these new games, so he's exactly where to fucking go.
He's just swinging around and going, where do I go? Where do I go?
I'm not going to be like this when I get older. I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, it kicks in, like, that's what I say. When you get older, technology starts to fight back. And you know what it is? I reckon for us, we can see the markers, but for him, the markers don't appear. Like,
yeah, oh my god.
It only works for the younger generation. The older generation, the markers don't appear, and you have to try and figure it out yourself.
I'd love to stick him on Elden Ring. He'd be like, what's going on?
He'd be fucked.
Where am I going?
But yeah, look, it cracked me when he said that last night. He's like, oh, I played a bit of the Miles Morales, I couldn't get very far into it because I couldn't find where to go.
I love how many boys games, and then he just doesn't play them. We played them like 2 seconds, and he's like, yeah, I was alright, I'm done with it. It's like,
yeah, we're the same though, don't we?
I mean, I've got so many games in my backlog, it's unreal.
Same. I've got a ridiculous amount of games I picked up and haven't touched. I mean, have you seen the fucking Ratchet and Clank's going to PC now?
PC. I saw people complain, be like, "Why can't they release the originals first, man? I want to play the originals again." And everyone's like,
Yeah,
"Which
so,
would kind of make sense if they did like a HD like remake of the originals."
Doom with Metal Gear Solid, and they're releasing the HD ones of 1, 2, and 3, while also releasing a remake of 3.
Do you think Ratchet and Clank will sell well? Because I don't think they really sold too amazing on the PlayStation 5.
I think it did alright on PlayStation 5. It certainly did pretty decent.
I don't think it's a real big game everyone wants on PC, because I feel like the PC audience is a more of a, I don't want to say grown up audience, but I suppose it is more.
The thing is, though, what I'll say is that came out in 2021. People were still struggling to get PS5s at that point.
True.
So it might be the case of, if obviously it flew under the like, after people finally got it and they didn't really remember that game coming out, then they wouldn't have touched it. But now it will bring that audience into it, I reckon. Like, I don't think it'd be like a mega hit, but I feel like it might, especially like Diablo and like Street Fighter coming out soon, because I know it comes out, I think it's July it comes out. But it might do alright if nothing else is out at the time. It might still bring an audience in.
Also, Punk DLC comes out then, doesn't it?
Is it?
I'm pretty sure it comes out very soon.
I completely forgot they were making a DLC.
I keep seeing Idris Elba's face everywhere.
That might just because you really fancy Idris Elba and you just keep seeing his face everywhere.
That comes out August. Apparently, it's not been announced now. It's probably get delayed.
Are you still seeing Idris Elba's face like right now? You still seeing Idris Elba's face right now?
Hey bro, look, he's there. PTSD.
I just sat there, I was like, I really want to.
Idris Elba's in the trees, man.
I was just like, I really hope I got an Idris Elba fucking movie lying around. And luckily, I looked down. I was like, oh, a copy of Beast is down there. Let's use that. It's the only one I got here with his face like front and center. Funny. But yeah.
I want to see if I can find a picture of the Cammy skin, so I can send it you.
Oh, so I can be a pervert and get slapped around the face for looking at a game.
I'm not joking. Though. It looks insane.
I just got like a Michael Myers head tilt behind me because I said that. I don't know. You stop distracting me. It's like, it's so distracting. Yeah. Anything else I wanted to bring up? Oh, that was the one thing I wanted to bring up. The Rotten Tomatoes thing.
Oh yeah, you said this.
Just let me know when obviously you got your phone up. Got Rotten Tomatoes on your phone, just let me know.
Oh, I've found the video. I'll put it into the Discord so you can watch it after. Right.
So while you're doing that, while you're getting Rotten Tomatoes, I'll explain. So obviously Little Mermaid came out recently, last week, by the point this video goes out. And it's done alright so far. It's in the top 10 movies of the year in terms of money. It literally just about knocked out Dungeons and Dragons. But it hasn't like been a mega hit in terms of money making straight off the bat, which is I love a lot of people are jumping at Little Mermaid anyway. Even if you took out the obviously people being controversial about the casting choice and whatnot. Even if you took out that, it's not like a massive movie like Lion King was, which is a beloved like Disney movie. But still, it's done alright, and the reviews have been decent enough. But obviously, if you go on Rotten Tomatoes, everyone can do this right now as I'm saying this. Obviously, he's got it up. Obviously, you go on Little Mermaid. If you click Connor, click where it's the rating for this critic. So click the 68.
68.
So click that. Is it come up with like a screen like a pure white screen?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So if you're on this now, so if you click on the rating, you're on it here. So obviously on here you got your all critics, top critics, verified audience, and all audience. So obviously currently the one you see on the screen, obviously when you open up Little Mermaid in general, is all critics and verified audience. So all critics 68, or verified audience at 95. So Connor, do me a favour and click top critics. So change all to top.
Okay, 48%.
So that drops by 20% to 48%. So it drops quite negatively. Obviously, if you look at how many all critics is 276 reviews. Obviously, there's only 63 top critics rated it. So obviously, that's what. So 200 odd is what's kept that in the positive. So now let's go to the audience one. So obviously, verified audience sits at 95%, which is 4.7 out of 5. And then if you click all audience,
Jesus,
the drastic drop to 57%. Of a 3.1 out of 5 average rating. So obviously verified audience, there's 5,000 plus ratings. Whereas obviously the all audience combined is 25%. And I think that's why they don't show the all audience, because obviously it's the mass population. Whereas the verified audience, the ones that are obviously verified on Rotten Tomatoes. But yeah, the fucking drop, really. Like, literally, let's see if I can get on my camera. So obviously, a bit bright. Might not work properly. I don't think it's going to work properly because it's bright. You can just about see there.
95, yeah.
You
That's
can just
what
about see
people.
the positive ratings. That's positive, what you'll see when you open Rotten Tomatoes. Obviously, then, what you don't see then, if you click the buttons, is the fact that it instantly drops to negatives. Again, it's blurred, so you won't be able to see very well. It's because it's pure. Can I change? I wish I could change the background to dark on Rotten Tomatoes. What did you say? Oh. Okay, it works a bit better. Just load the brightness. So yeah, obviously that's the. It's gonna be backwards, but still, that's the
It's so
ratings
weird.
that you don't see. It's the ratings you only see when you look into it.
See, I'm looking at obviously you can read like the reviews and stuff. If you go on the verified ones, all the verified audience are like 5 star. There's no one giving it like this one gave it like 3, but
How,
most are 5.
how do you see the verified ones?
So you have to right. So instead of clicking on the, let me get back. So click onto where it says the 5,000 plus verified ratings
Uh,
on
yeah.
the like main
Yes,
screen,
yes.
and then you can change from verified to like all audience. If you go into all audience, obviously people are giving it like 1 star, half a star. But all the top audience, like the verified audience, apparently, are all like really fucking high. And to me, that I feel like there's got to be like people giving it lower than this. Like someone even put in like their thing, how is this movie got 95% audience rating when it's got more negative ratings than positive?
It's because of the fact
And
that it goes by
but
verified,
how
not.
do you get verified on here? Because I feel like more people will
Uh,
be verified than this.
so look, how to get verified on Rotten No, not Roblox. Rotten Tomatoes. In order to qualify, movies or TV shows must meet the following requirements. Oh wait, that's not that. Alright, okay, here we go. Blah, 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 blah. So just a new feature to our audience score as user ratings in addition to verified ratings and reviews. Sets the feature an audience score made up of ratings from users with confirmed bought tickets. So you have to be confirmed to have bought tickets according to this.
I suppose a lot of not people are gonna fucking go through the hassle of doing that.
That's probably why. We're also tagging written reviews from users. We can confirm purchase tickets to a movie as verified reviews. So basically, what it is because of review bombing. Because obviously, some of these reviews on the all audience side might have not reviewed it, like actually played it. Like games, for example, they might have not played any of them. They're literally just seeing something they don't like in terms of footage and being like, well, 1 star because there's two women kissing in it, like stuff like that. That's why this is in place to prevent basically people going 1 star, 1 star, 1 star, 1 star, or technically Rotten Tomatoes because as low as half a star. So it's to prevent people going half a star, half a star, half a star, just because obviously the Little Mermaid's black, because that's what a lot of people would do. It's to prevent that part of the population that are basically straight up racists.
Problem is, you got to take everything with a grain of salt. You got to take the positives with a grain of salt, and you got to take the
Yeah,
negatives, obviously, because the positives could obviously be doing it because, like, oh yeah, this is diverse, not really about the movie. And then obviously you got the other hand where people are doing it because they're just racist in general. So
and so you need to try and find the middle ground. You need to find someone that is the middle ground on this rating. So I feel that's what you need to.
just take the positive and the negative and make an average. Probably like what 65%, 70%.
So if we try and work this out now off the top of my head, so obviously 95% for verified, 57 for audience. That's what? Maybe about 70.
Yeah, it's like 65, 70 is like average, which sounds about right. I don't
I'd
think
say
that's
I wouldn't say 65. I'd
high.
say it's a bit more on the higher than 65 because of the fact that it's 95 and 57. So if the average rating is 3.1 for negative and 4.7 for positive, so that's what, maybe a bit of 3.8, 3.9, something like that.
Hmm.
I mean, the same goes for, well, realistically, the middle ground for the critics would be 58. They've made it easy for us because it's 68 and 48. 58 then is the average. So basically, the average for the critics is basically your audience, your average for the all audience. See, I feel like the only way you can ever obviously be truthful, because obviously you can see it yourself with, as you just said, like a lot of them are probably basically trying to be like, oh, it's good because I've done this, but then realistically, they're only rating it on that sort of aspect. And obviously, all these other people are rating it on the same aspect, but the negative side of that aspect. So obviously, that's why sometimes it's hard to judge reviews unless you've seen it yourself. I mean, I watched it because I got dragged to watch it, and it wasn't too bad.
Liar.
It wasn't too bad.
That's why you're skipping down the road.
Skipping down the road, humming the songs.
Sorry, I saw you lying in a paddling pool with your fucking hotel going.
But yeah,
that's beautiful.
It wasn't too
Do
bad.
it again.
Under the sea, under the sea. But yeah, it wasn't too bad. There's a couple of things I didn't like about it. The main thing was the fact that flounder, obviously being the more realistic fish now, looks nothing like the animated one. It's no longer this big chunky yellow fish. It's like this realistic fin fish, and it just looks less emotion.
I saw, yeah.
I didn't like that.
I heard that the CG was very wishy-washy as well.
There is some moments I do admit that some of the CG in some places is wishy-washy, but overall it wasn't bad. They had a few new songs which were pretty decent. The cast were good. It was basically the same film, just with a few things tweaked here and there. It wasn't bad. If I'll give it a solid 8. Solid 8. What rating you give it from behind me? She gives 9.
9, Jesus.
She liked it. And again, she likes She-Hulk, so I can't really. But again, I gave an 8 for. I gave her in the 80s for She-Hulk. To be fair.
She-Hulk. Men are all bad.
then she finds the one group of dysfunctional men. Men are good.
I can clap now. Boom, boom, boom.
But yeah, I feel like obviously, as I say, with the ratings, it's hard to judge sometimes because, as I said, there's this population that are rating it solely on this one thing and not actually on the quality of what the film is, and there's also this population that's rating it on the same thing but the negative side of it and not the quality of the film. That's why it's always best to, when you look. Obviously, it's, for example, if I go on like one that I know has got a decent, like, it's pretty much the same either way. If I go in Avengers Endgame, obviously what you see on there is 94 and 90. But when you click it, critics change to not. Well, critics doesn't change. Critics stays at 94. So that shows you they're all legitimately the same level. Whereas audience, I think this is before they introduced that verified audience, so it doesn't actually click it. But I'm guessing again, it'd be about the same. So that's when you can sort of look at it and be like, there's not really a drastic difference. They're literally given the same rating, so I can kind of trust that this is going to be a decent film. The same goes for obviously. Across the Spider-Verse when it comes out. Obviously, at the moment, it sits at 96% both sides for critics, all and top. They're all given. There's only one top critic that's negatively reviewed it, and there's only obviously then on top of that, there's 4 extra critics that have negatively reviewed it. But other than that, it's been given like a solid like reviews. Though I did see fucking the BBC review for it, basically being like, it's basically stunning, but it's a disappointment. 3 stars. That's BBC for you. They're full of nonsense.
That was like TV, but yeah, same thing. Are you talking about Philip?
No. I mean, technically, old Jimbo was BBC.
Old Jimbo.
Old Jimbo.
Yeah, but that was in the 70s, man. Everyone was doing it in the 70s. kids are getting diddled, didn't even know.
And in the words of I was going to start singing that then. I wasn't doing anyone to be older than my daughter, younger than my daughter. Gotta be this big.
So,
you need to watch the new season, man. Series 15.
I need to watch like the last season and this season.
There's literally an entire episode. It's the first one you'll watch where they basically everything that bad happened during COVID in terms of like political and just stuff happening. It all goes back to them in some sort of fashion. Like they are some sort of causing of it. Like the way they actually put them in the sequences is like perfect. You need to watch it, man. It's so. I have to watch it, man.
But like I said, I've got to watch the last season as well because I never watched that. So I need to watch them both.
Series 14.
I might watch bits of it, but obviously I need to watch them properly. See for more.
Yeah, Series 15. if you don't watch any of them, specifically watch the first episode of Series 15, the year in review, when they're talking about what happened during the time of COVID. It's fucking hilarious. You need to watch it. Is there anything else we can bring up? Let's have a look. I know Netflix is doing their fucking fan event again this year. DC did like when they announced loads of shit before.
Oh yeah.
Fucking Netflix is doing their one again. Because
I've got some news about Netflix as well.
they dropped obviously the trailer for it, and it obviously it puts all the titles, what's going to be talked about, and Last Airbender and One Piece are both on there. So I'm guessing maybe there'd be a trailer for both of them.
Yeah.
But yeah, what's your Netflix news?
Do you know the artist that we follow who works on God of War? He'd done all the anime, like the proper, like really good models, and he always did like he did like fan art of like he did Spider-Man and stuff, and he had like all the big collages, and he did like a realistic Bowser, and oh my god, what's his name? It's like Raffi or something like that. I can't remember, but he was like the lead art director on God of War and FM.
On the
That
new
3D
one?
model. Yeah, the newest 2.
Hold on. If I see him, I might know one about Ragnarok lead artist.
Pretty sure he's lead artist or like animator.
Raphael Grassetti.
Yes.
That the guy.
He's currently gone to Netflix to work on their gaming studio stuff.
Oh, is he?
And there's a few other big developers like that have lost people to Netflix. Basically, like big companies. They like employees are going over to work on this new Netflix gaming thing. So no one knows exactly what it's going to be yet, but it's going to look interesting.
I mean, Netflix got the money to get loads of people. I mean, they hired Arnie. Arnie is like their lead action fucking guy now. Like he's like the one that like, they go to in terms of action movies to discuss them. Like that shows when Netflix are at that they can do stuff like that. They can get these big massive stars to paint contracts to actually work for them, not star in movies for them, actually work corporate side for them.
Is he still the governor of California at the same time?
Nah, that was years ago.
I saw him the other day in like a video, and he had he's in the street filling out like a hole in the like pavement with some concrete, and he's like waves everyone. He looks like a bit like he's trying to look like a worker with shovels, with a massive fucking Rolex on. I'm like, okay.
Is there anything else I can bring up? That was the trailer for Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the new animated one, the one that's like kind of into Spider-Verse stylish. Looks pretty damn good. I think Ice Cube's the lead like mutant villain from the trailer.
I was gonna say you did show me stuff. It looked pretty good.
Yeah, the new trailer dropped the other day. Looks really fucking good. I'm just nosing at like movie stuff. See if I can think of anything. I can't think of anything game wise. I think I've already brought up all the game ones that I can think of. Glancing. Can't see anything.
Well, something that you brought up to me the other day that I read more into is that new Silent Hill series.
Oh, the where you can kill.
Which is it's like voted, so people vote on it. It's not like where. So I thought it was a way like you individually choose what happens, but it's not. It's like a mass like thing, so everyone votes on the next episode. And apparently, you can literally if everyone votes to kill off a character every episode, it can be cut short. Apparently recorded like so many episodes, but they've recorded so many different endings as well. So you could have like 3 episodes or like 10. But you know what the internet's like?
Yeah, kill. Like people control that.
Yes,
see when I read it, I didn't actually read into it. I just thought it was like what we brought up with the Final Destination 3 DVD, where it's literally you choosing, or like you're sitting in a group of people and you choose it. I didn't realize it's an online thing where everyone fucking chooses.
You know something even cooler as well, which I thought was pretty cool.
What?
It's going to be canon to the lore of Silent Hill as well. Whatever happens, it's going to be canon to like the entire lore. So I thought it was pretty fucking cool.
Is it going to be canon that it ends after... Is it going to be canon that it ends after episode 1? It didn't even get for the first 10 minutes. The first second is, you've got the option of nuking everyone. Everyone votes yes. Well, this show ended after everyone got nuked in the first 5 seconds.
I don't know where you can vote for it or whatever, but it does sound like an interesting premise, and I hope it kind of does go well, because I'd like to see more stuff like, imagine like a Resident Evil-esque series like that.
That'd be pretty cool.
Yeah, pretty cool. I saw is it Liam Hemsworth? As like they've got pictures revealed him as like the Witcher. It looks fucking dreadful. I don't know why it looks so off. I was like, what is that? What's that meant to be?
Oh, you mean like
See if
this
we
sort
can
of like
find-
the like mock-up sort of ideas of what he's gonna
No,
look
like
like?
actually him in the suit. I believe they showed like him on set.
I'll Google it. I'll Google.
Um,
Oh no, I accidentally turned my. Oh no, I accidentally turned my torch on, and then my Google decided to start asking the
season
weather.
4 first look. Liam Hemsworth trailer is already getting ridiculed
I don't
and
think it's an
roasted.
actual legit thing.
Is it not?
I doubt it'd be an actual legit thing. I don't think they started filming it
Oh
yet.
no! Sorry. On all the articles, they make it like they literally word it like, "Oh, it's like the first look of it," and if you actually go on it, it's like a deep fake of his
Yeah,
face over the thing. Why the hell did all the news articles make it seem like it literally revealed?
because to get people to click on them as clickbait.
To be fair, that it, I don't think it's gonna be good, man.
That well,
You can't,
that's probably why they've already announced 2 series. They've announced they're doing series 5 with it back to back, 4 and 5 back to back.
you can't get rid of
That's
fucking.
probably because a simple reason, because they know this 4 is going to be a flop. But at least if they can do series 5 and actually finish the story, or get it to a point where it looks like it can end, but it also looks like it can carry on. They can get it to that point. Then obviously, if the reviews come back are positive, then they can carry on. But if it comes back negative, then they stick it as that's the end of this series. We'll focus on these spin-offs we're doing. Because I know they're doing that prequel to the thieves, aren't they? The rats or something they're called. It's like a group of like thieves or something. They're called rats. Because I know Dolph Lundgren's going to be in it.
I haven't got a clue.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd like to say I know kind of some of the Witch universe, but
They cast Dolph Lundgren in it the other day. There's another big action star going to Netflix. But yeah.
So I saw a movie with him in the other day. I think it's like what was it now? It's really bad. He's like went back in time. He's like really shit.
There's
Fuck's
plenty
sake,
of
I gotta
films.
find
There's
it.
plenty of films that's been in that dog shit.
But he's like more of like a recent one, and it is like just oh my god, it's so incredibly bad. See if I can see what it's called.
I've seen
Um,
plenty of films in that dog shit. You got it?
So let me just search this and I'll see if this is it.
I'll just type in Dolph Lundgren time travel movie.
Nice.
You might find it then. Do.
I'm trying to find it. It's alright. It's called In the Name of the King: Two Worlds. Come out in
That's an old one.
2011. It's alright.
That's
Oh my
that's
god,
part of
it's
the
so bad. It's
that's
so fucking
that's
bad.
part of the in the Name of the King series.
It's so shit.
Statham did the first one, and then Dominic
I've never
Purcell did
seen the movie. So bad.
Dominic Purcell did the second one, and he did the third one, if I remember correctly. It's based on a game. It's a video game adaptation.
It's dreadful.
So I can find it. In the Name of the King. In the Name of the King.
The dragon has to be one of the worst CG things I've ever seen.
In the Name of the King, a Dungeon Siege tale, also known as Dungeon Siege in the Name of the King, or simply In the Name of the King, is a 2007 German-American action fantasy. This is the first one. It's obviously based on... First one was a box office bomb, so I don't know why they even made sequels. It's fucking by the guy. He's notoriously making bad movies. Fucking he makes like, the amount of video game adaptations he's made have been dog shit. Like I mean, he's the guy that's behind House of the Dead, which was dog shit. Alone in the Dark, which is dog shit. Blood Rain was okay. I've not seen the original In the Name of the King. Blood Rain 2 was alright. Postal's supposed to be shit. Alone in the Dark 2 is supposed to be a slight improvement of the first one, but still shit. Far Cry is supposed to be shit. Blood Rain 3 was dog shit. In Name of the King 2, never watched it, but I'm guessing it's gonna be shit. Based on games called Dungeon Siege. Name of the King 3, obviously you just said is shit. He's notorious for making like in the early 2000s. He's notorious for making video game adaptations, like ones that aren't like massive games, but they always come out and are just dog shit. I say the always thing is they always get sequels though. House of the Dead made 2. Second one was much better than the first one. Obviously Blood Rain made 3. In the Name of the King made 3, and I think that was it.
It just was dreadful.
He makes really shit films. But yeah, the first one was a box office bomb, so I don't know why they made sequels. But yeah, as I say, the first one was Jason Statham, the second one was the guy from Prison Break, and the third one was obviously Dolph Lundgren. But yeah, I'll tell you what film I was watching it. We finished watching it earlier. Actually, we watched half it last night when I first slept. We watched the rest of this morning, this afternoon. Sorry, fucking Lion King 1.5. The one from the point of Timon and Pumbaa.
Like narrated. Yeah, that one's like my favourite one. I think that's way better than all the other ones.
Nah, it's second
It's
best.
just
Love the first one.
No, it's like the best. It's like the better side of the first one.
I love the first one. It's the second best. I didn't realise Marge was in it from The Simpsons. She's the mom. She's Timon's mom.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, homie. Yeah, we was watching it. I was just like, she's so fucking good.
I understand how you can't find it, but it's the bit as well that cracks up the most. It's when it's like the karaoke, and then all of a sudden the ladybug disappears. And
Yeah.
It's like, where did it go? And he like spits it out. He's like falling over, and he keeps fucking falling off the left.
Yeah, I just love the first one. The first one's a classic for me. But I do think the third one is like one of the best like sequels, like a Disney type movie, easily, because it's the one that it's so drastically different, because it's literally the concept of them watching the first one and showing how stuff happened in the first one from their perspective, like the bowing scene when they're all bowing to the baby Simba. But really, it's because fucking Pumbaa let a big fart off and they all fucking collapsed. And they're like, hey, look, they're all bowing. We should bow too. Hey, look, sire, they're really into this. Or like when they're all like doing the fucking, oh, I just can't wait to be king, and obviously fucking Timon comes out and is like, hey, keep it down, and fucking hits him over the back with a fucking stick and they all fall over.
So good, man.
It is fucking funny. Especially at the end when all the Disney characters all turn up and we're all trying to watch it, and it's like, oh, god damn it. Fine, let's watch it again. It's a good film. Good film. They need to make that in live action. I mean, we've already got a Lion King prequel on the way. Get the third one going.
I don't like the live action ones, man. It just takes away from like all the.
It does take a lot away, but I do enjoy the spin on it being the more realism take. Obviously I don't mind the realism in Lion King and Jungle Book. It's just the realism of the fish in fucking Little Mermaid. I feel like that's what gets away with the Jungle Book and Lion King. A lot of them do kind of look like that anyway. Obviously, the only difference really is like Baloo and like Jungle Book being obviously not his sort of colour scheme. But obviously with Flounder and like the fucking Little Mermaid, like his whole character is literally like this chunky yellow fish, and the fact that he's now like a really flat, like pale sort of fish, it's just like, how the hell did you go from that to that? Like, I know you're going with realism, but fucking don't go realism on that. Just go fucking normal. Sebastian, I can let slide because he's quite funny in the film, but fucking Flounder, he's barely in it, and I'm glad they fucking barely used him, because using realism on Flounder was just a bad call. But yeah. Anything else you want to bring up? I feel like we've brought up quite a bit. I know someone wants my chair to sit on.
I think of anything that's through the that I can really talk about. I think that's about everything.
Okay then. You got any questions for us?
If I was a pee-pee and you was a poo-poo, who would win?
You've already said that one!
No.
You've already done that one!
Actually, tell you what, the musical is pretty good. Well, I think that's about as far as I go. And I don't like musicals, so that says a lot.
We'll skip the question then, she doesn't have one. Okay, then, obviously, that is it for today. Obviously, you can check out the podcast on Spotify, Apple Podcast, Audible, any podcasting site mainly. And obviously, this is just the odd one when it's going to be on a Sunday. Then again, I feel like obviously if we don't do a live stream, I might just push that episode to the Sunday. Just if we don't have the time to record, obviously we're kind of doing this last minute, so it's bank holiday week. It's always the awkward one. So it's just easy to do a later recording and push it. So yeah, obviously we'll be back next week on the normal Friday slot, and then hopefully live streaming again on the Sunday. So yeah, obviously we hope you enjoyed, and obviously check out our other videos we've done on this channel, because we've done a couple of live streams and we've done loads of videos in the past. So do check them out. And yeah, we hope you enjoyed, and this has been the Chat Care podcast. So we hopefully shall see you next time.
So.